Hello and welcome to Let's Be Real About It, where we are real about real life issues. I am your host, Mildred Towns. Our disclaimer is that this is a no holds barred zone. Therefore, some of the contents of the show may be offensive to some, but that is not the intent of the show. Before I introduce my guest, I want to introduce my book, Truth. My closet secrets revealed. If you all ever wanted to know anything, the truth about Mildred, get my book. It tells my truth. So make sure that you order the book so that you don't have to go through a lot of things that I went through growing up until my adult age. You don't have to go through that. And my brochure, A Cry from the Womb. If anybody thinking about having an abortion and you between the should I and should I not, please make sure that you order this brochure before you make your final decision. I also want to recognize our sponsor. I want to give thanks to our anonymous sponsor of the show. Kudos to him for blessing the show. And also, y'all, we are called to pray. We've been commissioned to pray. So I want y'all to join us every day, Monday through Monday or Sunday through Sunday, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, every morning at 7:30 a.m. And the number to call in is 605 313 5885. That's 605 313 5885. And the code is 881 878 pound. And the code is 881 878 pound. I also want y'all to know that there will be a new Alcoholic Anonymous support Zoom meeting starting March the 17th at 7 p.m. with John Bernard Hurd. You may remember him. He's been a guest on the show, and we've been doing the 12 steps. So, God opened up a door and an opportunity for him to host the meetings and be the host of online Zoom meeting. And the Zoom meeting ID is 850-4630-9135. And the password is 003938. That's 850-4630-9135. And the password is 003938. And I also want to recognize J&K Style Grill.
What up, y'all? It's your boy back on stage. We here at J&K Style and Grill with my main man.
J&K Style Grill, home of the original waffle burger, stuffed wings, and Philly steak egg roll.
The food was amazing, man. I'm talking about collard green stuffed chicken, mac and cheese stuffed chicken, waffle burger with the special sauce.
With the special sauce.
Come on, man. What are you doing if you ain't eating here? You're wasting your life.
Pull up.
J&K Style Grill, you can copy the style.
But never the spec.
We got it.
We got it.
If Let's Be Real About It been a blessing to you, please consider sending a love donation to $ Mildred Towns. That's $ Mildred Towns. And we will highly appreciate it. Thank you. I want to welcome back my guest for part 2, Tonya Smalls. Y'all, we ready to get into the juicy part. Welcome back, Tonya.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're glad to have you. The title of the show, He Was Living a Double Life. So we get ready to get in, y'all, to this double life that she found out after 20 years or 21 years being together, that he was living a double life. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Tonya Small, and I have a ministry called Women Empowered Through Prayer Ministries, where I help women who have been dealing with different types of issues or traumas in their life, and those who just need prayer because they don't know where to turn, like I was. Like I have been, didn't know where to turn, and prayer was one of the things that helped me get through. He's living a double life.
Yes, girl, that's your book. That's your book. Yes. So let's go back to this again. Your husband wasn't the man that you thought he was. He was living a double life after being together 20, 21 years. he had other women
Yes.
that he was seeing and taking on trips. So talk about this, and how did he take trips and you didn't know he was on a trip with another woman. So talk about that. Because
Yeah.
some people need to hear that. Some
Right.
people need to
Yes.
hear
And I'm here to share. I think, we all go through things that we may see that may seem to be hurtful for us and everything, but it's a reason why we go through everything. So therefore we can encourage and help someone else that may have went through the same thing or going through the same thing. So I'm gonna back up just a little bit because even before we got married, he was living a double life, which I happened to find out later on
it.
after
Mhm.
everything hit the fan. So, but yeah, he was a person that kind of worked all the time. So he was able to. I would think he would be at work, and he would probably be at another woman's house, or they'd be going on trips and things. And I kind of find out like he's from New York, so when he would travel to New York, normally I would travel with him. And I kind of realized that every time it was time for a trip to go up north to see his family, he would kind of pick a fight.
Mhm.
So when he picked this fight, I'd be like, oh, you on your own. You can go by yourself. You know, even when he was dealing with family issues with dad being sick or whatever, you can go on your own. Not realizing he was taking another woman with him on these trips. And like I said before, you have those blinders on, so you
Mhm.
know something, especially when I will call his phone while he's on the trip and he don't answer. And I'm just calling to check and making sure he's all right while he's traveling, from Durham to New York is it can an 8 hour drive. So I would just call to check in, make sure he was all right. Sometimes he wouldn't answer the phone. And then I'm like, well, why you ain't answer the phone call?
Mhm.
Oh, I was getting gas or I was in the store. It was always an excuse. But later on, I found out it was because somebody was with him.
So what's some of the trips that he would take these other women on and leave you out?
I'm not sure of all of them. I just know from um some of his family members after I found out that he was cheating, that they kind of went head on and was telling me the things that he was doing even before we got married. So like I think one trip was, if I'm not mistaken, to the Poconos. Um, that I'm kind of aware of, but I'm not sure about all the other trips that he took women on with
And it makes
money that he took.
you wonder, and I say this all the time, why why you why if you notice, and I know a lot of time people don't want to get into people's business or and stuff like that, but if you know this, why not warn that person
Right.
before they get married? Why not warn them?
Exactly.
I just want to let you know, and I guess that person, the other people who really know it would, be afraid of getting into other people's business and having a run in with the brother or the sister, and you know
Right. And it was very hurtful. Like all of that was so hurtful because these was his family members that I went to go visit or had in my home or
and
spent
they
the night
knew.
in our home. And all of this time they knew.
And that's something that hurts too, because all this time you know this and you said nothing.
They said nothing. But they
And,
will always say, well, I told him that he needs to stop what he's doing because he has a good woman at home. And what he's doing to you is not right. And it even came to the point where I told him that she could not. ever stepped foot back in our house.
Now, was this referring to you or the girlfriend?
The girlfriend, the mistress.
So, how did you find out he was cheating?
Woo! Okay, now we finna get into it. So I never forget. We had went out of town because my son was in the National Guard, and we had went shopping. We came back home on a Saturday. That Sunday was Easter Sunday, and I had went to church, me and the kids. And my ex-husband made like somebody had broke into our house. At the time, I thought somebody had broken into our house. And he called me, but I was in children's church, so I wasn't answering my phone. And he texted my daughter, and she came down and was like, "Mom, Daddy just said you need to come home. Somebody broke into the house." I leave. I go home. I'm on the phone with him. Well, is the police almost there? I didn't call the police. What you mean you didn't call the police? So I'm calling the police trying to get home because I'm thinking somebody has broken into our home. And we just went shopping. So we got all of this stuff downstairs. Like my son just got a PlayStation and all of this. And I get home. Everything that was in the living room floor was still there. Uh, my kitchen window was broke. So I guess somehow he broke the kitchen window and he put a chair out there. It was a chair already out there. He put it to the window. From what I later put together, pieced together. Went upstairs, looked. Our bedroom was tore up, stuff all over the floor. Looked in the closet because we had a safe in the closet because we had guns, and because of our kids, we kept everything locked up in this big, like this tall safe, like it cannot be moved. And it looked like somebody had tried to break into it, but I noticed certain things that was missing and other stuff that wasn't. Like money was gone. And this was some money that my brother had given me to hold for him that Saturday night when we came back, because he had just closed his restaurant business in Smithfield, and he had just sold everything in that restaurant. He gave me this money to hold from him, and he stole that money.
How much money was it?
It was close to $15,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. So then I started piecing stuff together. And then he started not staying home. He wasn't staying there. He would come and go. And Memorial Day is when I found out that he was cheating. And how I found out was, I don't know if I want to tell this part, but I'm going to tell it.
Tell it, girl. Let's be real about it.
I put a tracker on his car.
Mhm.
So when me and my family and stuff, we came back from Carowinds, I went to my app, seen where that car was, and I drove to Creedmoor, North Carolina. And there his car was sitting there. And I knocked on the door because I didn't know who house it was. I thought maybe it was a friend house. I knocked on the door. This little girl came to the door and I said, is Rodney here? And she said, yeah. And she kind of held the door. So I went in and I followed her, and she knocked on this bedroom door. And when the woman opened it, he was laying up there in the bed. And
Wow.
she immediately shut the door back.
So what did you do? You standing there, you seeing your husband in the bed with this woman. How long had they been seeing each other?
So, from my understanding, they had been seeing each other um, probably just about the whole time we was married and before we was married. Off and on, they had been seeing each other. Yes.
So it makes you wonder, why was he so adamant about going to the shepherd over you and talking to him about you and him getting back together, you and him getting together and marrying you, when he knew he was already involved with somebody? And the woman he was involved with was crazy too, because why would she stay involved with him knowing that he
And she knew me. She knew all about me. I knew nothing about her, but she knew everything about me. And you know that part where they say, you want to have your cake and eat it too, or if I can't have you, nobody else can.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was because I always used to kind of joke with him, and be like, "Oh, you only married me so could nobody else have me." Like I would say little things like that. That's why, because you don't want nobody else to have me, so that's why you married me.
But girl, so I'm trying to understand this other woman, which I should be trying to understand her. But first of all, she knew he was a married man, knew he was getting married, but then they was together. I'm trying to understand her.
She didn't care. She's one of those women that did not care because he was providing for her. He was taking care of her. I guess that's the way he was taking her on trips. Like she knew everything about us. He told her everything about us, that he was leaving me, which I didn't know anything about, that he was going to divorce me. We had been to Barbados. Like she knew about our trips to Barbados, and like he was telling her everything, but he needed to find a way to leave me. But here I am thinking we got this happy marriage and nothing, because he stayed home all the time. He stayed home every night. Every
And
night.
he'll go see her during the day.
I guess he'll go see her during the day, or the times where he made like he was working at night is when he was with her or on trips with her.
So when you walked into that bedroom and you see him there, what happened then?
I really can't remember everything that happened, but I knocked on that door again, and this it was a house full of people, all of her people. I did not care, not one bit, because right then it hit me that he was cheating, and she knew who I was as quickly as she closed that door. So she knew who I was. But he eventually came out, and she came out. And of course me and her had words, and she was trying to say stuff to me, and I wasn't really trying to say anything to her because I was directing all of my energy towards him.
Mm-hmm.
So we were fussing and everything, and he came home, whatever, we were still fussing. Of course, our kids was there, so they heard everything. And just to go back, from the break-in, that really traumatized my kids as
Yeah.
well. Like they did not want to sleep. They did not want to stay there. And when they kind of realized that their dad was behind it, they could not understand it. They could not grasp that. Like, why would he do something like that to us? Which, when I started putting all the pieces together, my blinders came off.
So talk about this too. The other woman that was in his life put a uh was it a restraining order or a trespassing order to
Yeah,
out
yeah,
on
she
you?
put out a
Now
trust.
you went to her house with a gun?
I did. I did. I started being depressed, because this is the only man that I had been with. This was my first love, and we was together all of these years, and I had given so much of me, and for him to do this, not just to me but to our kids, I was ready to take his life. I
Mhm.
was. I was ready to take his life. And when I tell you I was, my all I could think about was being up there, because that's what he was. I would sit out there. I would knock at her door. I would sit until he come out. I would videotape. Like I was doing all of these things to the point was I forgot about me. I didn't eat anymore. I wasn't eating. All I could do was lay in the bed and cry. I wasn't sleeping. I lost 60 pounds. I went down to 100 pounds.
Oh my. Talk about the disorder that that you were diagnosed with.
So, because of everything that I went through, I was diagnosed with separation anxiety disorder. And I got that because I was with him for so long that I was so attached to him that when we separated, it caused a lot of anxiety. And not only because of our separation, but because of the little mind games that he
Mhm.
was playing with me. Like, for instance, I could wake up in the morning and get ready to go brush my teeth because I brushed my teeth that night and my toothpaste was there. And I wake up and go get my toothpaste and it's gone. And I'm like, I know my toothpaste was just here last night. Or I go and try to take a pill and my whole bottle of pills are gone. So little things like that started making me have anxiety. Couldn't sleep at night because things would be missing and then pop back up. And I'm like, making me think I'm going
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm going crazy. So I had anxiety where I didn't want to leave the house. And we had cameras all around our house, outside, inside. So I'd be in church checking the cameras, like seeing, trying to see what's going on. He would turn the camera so I couldn't see what was going on in the house. It was, it was just so draining that because of all of that and because I stopped eating, I developed something called diverticulitis,
Hmm.
where I had to be hospitalized and learn how to start eating again, starting with clear liquids because I had lost so much weight.
Mm.
All behind this man that was living a double life. Here I am thinking it's good over here. We good over here. Yeah, we have our issues, but we good over here. This is the man that I said I'm gonna live with, that I made my vows to till we live and die, to death do us part. Death almost been apart because yeah,
Girl. And then you find out, you come to find out too, you find out that he has a disorder. So
yeah.
talk about the disorder you found out that he had.
I found out and I did some research on my own because after everything had happened in the house, he had a car in the garage, and where he just kept going back and forth in the garage all day. I would see on my phone like the door open, closing, and so I got a key made to the car. And when I opened up the trunk and seen all of this stuff, everything that was kind of missing from the house, like my shotgun, I opened up a bag and it was a bag full of women panties, and I found my pill bottles in there. I found keys to my car that I thought I had lost years ago. And when I kind of looked it up, this I don't know the name of the disorder, but it was like because he lost his mom at a young age, it's like whoever he come in contact with, if he feel like he's going to lose them, then he will have all of these things to kind of remind him of them. So come think about it, I think he was about crazy. Not just living a double life. But yeah.
Girl, and it even make you wonder, it even make you wonder if the panties were dirty panties and were panties that women
Right.
had
And some
worn.
of it was mine. Some of it was my things as well as long with other women. So like, and that's how I kind of started putting the puzzle together because I would never really have anybody break in my house.
Hmm.
And everywhere I stayed, it always happened on a Sunday. And it was him, even when I wasn't with him. He would break into my house and
Girl, and take stuff,
take stuff.
steal money, and
Your
take
money.
stuff and put stuff in the car.
Yes.
So he could have it.
Yes, yes. My grandma passed away. He had her tape recorder in there. I found her gun that she had. He had her gun. Like all of these things, I wonder how they got missing throughout the years. Was all right there.
Girl, that's kind of it takes you back to criminal minds. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, like sleeping with the enemy. I
Yeah.
was sleeping with the enemy and didn't even realize it.
Oh my God, girl. And talk about this real quick, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to just say something to the women. Um, that was a time you was he had y'all had got back together, and he was laying on the sofa, and your daughter
Mhm.
really kept you from going to prison that night. Really, in a
Yeah.
sense, in a sense.
Yes, in a sense. I had put a note on the door, telling him this was my space. He can't come in my space and stuff. And he was on the couch, sleep. And I just started cutting up all of our wedding pictures. I cut all of my braids out of my hair. And I had a pair of scissors. And I was standing over him while he was asleep. And I was getting ready to take his life. And I heard like this little creep on the step, not realizing one of my kids was watching me getting ready to take their dad's life because I was out of it. I wasn't myself. And when I heard that noise, I turned around. And I think that is why I'm still here today. That's why I'm not in a prison
Mhm.
cell because I turned around and I kind of seen a shadow on the steps.
Thank God. God have angels, honey, in
He
place.
does. He does.
He knew what you was getting ready to do. But what advice would you give? And I want you to talk real quickly. What advice would you give to someone just going through something like you, and they may feel this on the inside of them? I feel like I just want to kill my husband because I just can't go through. He done hurt me so bad, the trauma of it. Talk about real quick. Just minister to the women, and then talk about where you are right now and what it is that God's doing for you. Let's say in 2 minutes.
I would tell them it's not worth it. Although it may seem like it's bad, and it is bad at that point in time, it is not worth it. There is a way for you to become whole, for you to know yourself again, for you to move on with your life, although it may be hard. It can be done. And I'm living proof that it can be done. And I got it by really um, reading the Bible and praying and having people behind me and beside me praying, my church family, my mom, my friends. I had a circle of people that was there to help push me to where I am now. And that's how my ministry was birthed because I've always been a prayer warrior. But when I needed prayer, when I couldn't pray for myself, there was people praying for me, and why that's why I am where I am now, because of them. And I want to be that for somebody else that may be dealing with, going through a divorce or domestic violence, or whatever the case may be, that they have somebody to listen to them, they have somebody that will pray with them, and to make sure that they don't end up doing something that they will really regret later on in life.
Yeah, so my ministry was birthed out of the same stuff. It was birthed out of that. So, we may go through the trauma, we may go through all of this, girl, but what are we going to come out with? You know what I'm saying? What are we
Yes,
coming out with? We
we'll
go
come
through
out
all
on
this.
top. We'll come
Yes,
out on top. And we
yes.
just got to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's a process we got to go through, but in the end, we will win. We
Amen,
win at the end.
amen, amen. So, girl, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you.
So you can get in contact with me on www.womenepower www.womenempoweredthroughprayer.org. That is Women Empowered Through Prayer Ministries. That's how you can get in contact with me. You can go up there, and I have different platforms up there. How you can reach me if you want to have prayer, if you want to do a request form or anything like that. That's how you can reach me for prayer.
Yes, y'all. Get in contact with her. Get in contact with her. Anytime you having something, having a conference or anything like that, women who need prayer, women who going through changes,
Yes.
please contact her. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, I Heard Ministries, Saturday 4.22. Yes, towns. Special thanks to our viewers who watch the show nationally, internationally. And also, you can contact me at iheartministries@gmail.com. Until next week, may God bless you and keep you. I'm Mildred Towns. Thank you.